Welcome to the Mormon Medium Podcast, where we'll talk about spirituality, the paranormal, religion, and my journey in becoming a Mormon medium. I'm Nannette Ride. Thanks for listening. Now let's go have some fun.
Don't be afraid. Close your eyes. There's a moon overhead, but the sun will rise. Blood on our lips, such a poisonous bite. The sound of our hearts go bump, bump, bump in the night.
Welcome to the Mormon Medium Podcast. Today we have a special guest. She's a really good friend of mine, and she's also a client. We brought her on because she's done some pretty cool things with her balancing and her healing journey, and we're going to let her share a little bit of her story. I'm going to let Sarah introduce herself and give a little bit of your background and also tell a little bit about your page.
I'm Sarah Powell. I'm a vlogger. I have a channel, Pancakes and Pandemonium. I have 5 kids. 3 are on the spectrum.
They're on the autism spectrum.
Autism spectrum.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be so hard.
They're amazing.
Now you're amazing.
Really. Like, it has just been an adventure. I don't know. Like, of course we have hard times, but raising kids is hard.
Raising kids is hard for everyone, right?
Like, it's hard work. You're literally shaping and developing humans. But the autism, they're creative. They're empathetic. They're smart. They're capable. My oldest is 20. My second oldest, 18. Then my daughter's 15. She's neurotypical. So she's not on the
So
spectrum.
neurotypical means normal brain function? Or
It's a
what?
scientific way to say normal brain
Okay,
function.
normal. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just clarifying for some of our listeners. We have
Yeah.
listeners worldwide. So I just want them to be sure. that they know.
Absolutely. So in the autism community, they really try to steer away from things like normal, right? Because what is normal?
Right? Like all of us have our things.
And probably, at least from my memory, about 5 years ago, neurotypical started kind of trending in the community for the kids that weren't neurodiverse,
Got it.
which is even not beyond autism, ADHD, dyslexic. You know, when your brain works differently than what is considered typical, you're neurodiverse.
Got it.
So,
Thank you for that.
But so I have 20, 18, 15. She's neurotypical. 11 in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. And then he's on the spectrum. And then we have the baby, and
So
she's
you're-
almost 9.
Your boys are on the spectrum. Your girls are not on the spectrum.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
It's more prevalent, at least with the data we have and we have had for years. It's more prevalent in boys.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I learned something new.
But yeah, so I do that. I vlog about our life. My Instagram page is Pancakes and Pandemonium. And I will post clips from my channel. I will post reels of crazy recipes. And then I try to come on and just talk to moms, because being a mom is hard and it can be lonely, and it's a whole thing. I've been doing it for 20 years, and I see so many women judging themselves, trying to strive for perfection over clips and things that are moments and snapshots in time. And that's not reachable. You can't judge your entire life's work on a 20-second reel.
Well, and so many mothers, they don't get a break, right? It's 24/7,
Yeah.
continuous. Like a dad is like, I'm going to work. Peace
Right.
out. Have fun with the kids.
Well, and my sweet husband, he's a veteran. He has dealt with PTSD and anxiety and depression. And
You have the best husband, too.
I really do.
He ranks right up there next to Brad.
He is. He's up there. But so, like, yeah, there's been times, though, in our almost 22-year marriage where I've had to be on, right? Because he's needed support along with the kids. And, you know, that comes with it. When he decided to join, we were married already when he decided to join the military. So it was like, I'm all in, which means I'm all in for the hard stuff later.
Yeah, just as it comes, right?
Yeah. So, but I know how that feels. I know the inner turmoil. I know how it feels as a mom. I know how it feels for a mom to have a good community and to not have a good community around you.
Right.
There's so many good autism resources out there that I thought, I don't need to be an autism expert. Why don't I be a resource for moms going through it?
So you're in the trenches with them.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. Go check out her channel. She's got some good advice. Awesome recipes. I always look at her recipes. They look delicious.
I love to cook.
So you have an interesting story, and you have been manifesting like a magic person.
The universe is magic. What can I like? And once you start listening to the tools and realize you have the tools, things start happening.
Right. So on this episode, we're going to talk about manifesting and how you can do it too in your life. And it's a thing, guys. It's a thing. You're made of stars.
I was hoping we were going to be able to talk about her journey and how the balances have gone, because you're like one of Nan's long-term clients.
So when Nan wrote me and was just like, because her opening, I don't know if it's just me. I hope it is. It's just, hey, beautiful.
I say that to the beautiful ones. I don't say it to everyone.
I've known Nan I was trying to do the math this morning. I don't know. I was somewhere between 19 and 21.
Yeah, it was long before your kids.
Yeah. Yeah. And
We sold Mary Kay together. She was part of my team. Helped me win a car.
Wow.
Date.
You had a Mary Kay car.
Had a Mary Kay car.
Was it pink?
I got the red Grand Down.
you did
Wait.
have the red. It was Carrie who had the pink one.
They allowed you to have red? I thought Mary Kay made
No,
you have pink.
that's like the step down, I didn't get the pink one. Besides that, I'd probably not have pink, and now I live in a pink house.
I'd like to live in a pink house.
I love our pink house, but it's going white real soon.
But yeah, we sold Mary Kay together. I worked at, wait for it, Hollywood Video.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's where we met. It was Hollywood Video.
Nan came in my line, started talking to me.
Wait a minute. Did you go, you have the best bone structure. You really need to come and do some model work for me. We'll
Close.
give you a free makeover and you can be our face model.
Close. It was my eyes.
You have the
F you
greatest
both.
eyes.
You both.
Hey, that's the Mary Kay training. That's how they roll.
To be fair, she has told me that tons since the first time she met me.
It's because she does have beautiful eyes. She has these beautiful
does.
almond-shaped blue eyes. She's got gorgeous eyes.
But isn't that the training though? They just kind of teach you, here's how you stalk someone.
No, it's not really
I
the
almost
training.
choked on my coffee. That's how you stalk someone.
And then you like call them like 100 times after that if they don't answer. And
No.
Okay.
Have you met me? I'm a genuine person, and I've always been a genuine person. I didn't go searching for people
Nan will
in
not
an
chase people.
genuine way, right?
Yeah.
No, if they were supposed to be on my team, they organically got to my team.
And so if we were pressured by our upline to do stuff and, she's open, she listens, she'll try it, but then she'll be like, no, screw this. It doesn't work. We're doing something else.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
the crazy thing is now I can count like on one hand the days in a month that Nan will wear makeup.
I don't do makeup ever. Yeah.
It's awesome.
The fanciest we get is tinted sunscreen.
Which is super weird when I put on the wrong sunscreen. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, my sunscreen's like got a little tint of brown, and Brad has a red complexion. He's like, what the shit?
My 8-year-old loves makeup. Loves makeup. She can do her makeup better than most grown women.
She's an old soul, though.
She is.
She just got balanced the other day.
She's amazing. But so I wear makeup when Em says, Mommy, we're going to do your makeup.
That's awesome.
Otherwise, I'm like, ponytail, messy bun, comfy clothes, let's go.
Be comfy.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your balances.
Let's talk about them.
Yeah. What made you go, all right, I'm just going to jump into this with both feet and see what Nan can do for me?
So I had already been going through some stuff. And I mean, some hard seasons are more than a day, more than a week. And in our case, we were going on 5 years. So what I was doing was not working. I was on tons of medicine. I was unhappy. I wasn't feeling well. And the thing is, I know what it is. I know what it feels like to feel well. So I'm like, I have to not be here. Nan reached out. She was starting the podcast. She said, will you listen? Will you review it? Tell me what you think. Tell me honestly what you think. I said, absolutely. So I listened to the first podcast, and because I love podcasts, because I'm a creator, while I was listening, I went into the show notes, especially when she was talking about energy work and balancing. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, what do you have to lose at that point, right? Like, I mean, when you gain over 100 pounds in a year just because, well, I know now my body is in protective mode, right? And like, you're hurting, you're mentally hurting, you're physically hurting, you're watching everybody around you hurt. You know, like, nothing else is working. Let's do this. So I was in a really great spot to be like, and I trust Nan implicitly. If she says this works, I'm like, okay, friend, let's do this.
Thank you.
And so the first trick was, how am I going to afford this? We were on government housing. We had lost food stamps about 6 months before. That had been helping us. So we were barely scraping by. And I said, I'm going to do this. So I started trying to be like on a trajectory, like, when can I probably do this? What does this look like? And I had it really in my mind. I was going to try it. So things started opening up. Now, I've heard about manifesting. People talk about it. It's been in the vernacular for a while. And, you know, and then but you have other beliefs that circle around that, right? Or that you hear commentary on based on other people's beliefs. Oh no, manifesting. Don't you mean God?
No.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole other.
Just say a prayer and you will find your keys.
Side note, I will tell you this.
I still haven't found my watch. Thanks.
I have come to the realization, just barely in the last couple weeks, that we have a God that creates systems. He is efficient. We have a respiratory system. We have an endocrine system. We have brain function system. Why would he not create a system in the universe for delivery?
Well, that's definitely how the universe works. So everything is energy, everything is vibration, right? And so if you are coming from a mindset of lack, I don't have enough money, I don't have this, I don't have that, you're literally asking the universe to give you nothing. You're asking the universe, don't give me abundance yet, I'm not ready. I'm in the mindset of lack because we are the creators. We're the ones that can create the life that we desire. So when you can get your brain around manifesting and how to do it, and we'll talk about that in just a minute, and how to actually do it. I've got some resources for you and everything. But when you get your brain around it and you actually start to implement it in your life, it's fun.
Absolutely.
Because you can do whatever you want. Like your balance, what was it, last week? You had a balance last week. And you said, I want to come to St. George. I want to come and see you. But you didn't know how you were going to do it. You didn't know how you were going to get here. You didn't know how you were going to afford it. What were you going to do with the kids? Like all of those things. And I told you, what does it feel like to be here? Picture yourself here. What does it smell like to be here? Everything, all the feels, right? And then you were like, yeah, I'm coming to St. George. And I'm like, awesome. I'll see you next week. And you showed up yesterday.
Yeah. So, but that's what happened. So I've been on these steps, right? The balancing helps. You mentally feel better. You physically feel better. And then you end up on this journey and you realize, especially when you have a really good energy worker who will explain it to you, like Nan.
Aww.
But you do. You explain the steps as you go. And Nan will not take credit for anything, which she's amazing. But she makes sure you know how capable you are.
Well, honestly, let's be honest. I'm a conduit. Just like when I do psychic medium work, I'm a conduit to the other side and I just give the messages. I just know how to move energy and I'm good at it.
Yeah, you are.
but it's your body doing the healing. Your body is made perfect. And so when you're standing in front of the mirror and you're being hard on your body and you're telling her bad things like, oh, look at my dimples in my butt, or look at my saggy boobs, or, look at my big belly, or like anything like that, you're cutting yourself down and you're telling it that you're not grateful for it holding space for you. There's a reason why we put pounds on. There's a reason why we get super skinny. There's a reason why our body does everything that our body does. We put it through a whole lot of things. Yeah, so we should stand in reverent awe that our body is holding the space of safe for us. And that's her job, or his job, is to hold us safe and keep us safe. It keeps us alive. Our body will actually shut down systems to keep us alive.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So I think it's an amazing thing. And the body is made perfect. If we free up the energy to the body will heal itself. So I've seen it over and over and over, and I've experienced it myself. So I love this work, but it's you guys. It's all of you doing the work for yourselves. It's just an amazing sacred place to stand.
So you got in there and involved with Nan. You're like, hey, okay, I'm gonna do this.
And my curious nature, I kept wanting to learn more. So Nan would send me links, or I'd look them up myself. And then I started putting the pieces together and going back and remembering times of abundance or times of good health, and realizing I really have been creating this or not creating this the whole time. So I've been jumping in and researching, and I mean, just little things, even before I understood it. My whole house I manifested. When we moved from Texas to Utah, we got rid of almost everything we owned. We moved to Utah in our minivan. We had our family, of course, and a 6x12 trailer.
Wow.
For 7 people.
Wow.
And I really recall sitting on the edge of our bed and telling my husband when we were getting ready and making the plans, I said, I'm creative, I'm resourceful, this will be no problem for me. 80% of my house has been free, like amazing furniture.
That is awesome. That's so cool.
Without realizing at that time I was manifesting. I said, I want a thing by the front door, this little entryway we have. And I knew specifically I wanted something with a hutch. The hutch appeared for free. And then 2 weeks later, the dresser appeared for free.
Awesome.
Just things like that.
Now, didn't you just manifest a piano too?
Sure did.
Like a piano that works, not like a piece of crap piano.
Yeah. So we got Gracie. I homeschool my 3 younger kids, and we do this really cool charter school program. And because I don't want to be their main teacher. That was a goal. So we found this charter school program, and one of the perks is you get funding and access to some of your funding through the funding they get publicly.
Interesting.
So Gracie wanted a piano. So with her funding and her funds, we got her this 88 key keyboard, and it is to specifically learn piano on. And she said, I don't want to share this. And I said, okay, babe, you don't have to. And then the littles were like, but we want piano lessons. And so we're into the year, and they're still asking. This one I did intentionally. And I went to my husband. I said, what do you think? Should we get them a piano? I know where we can set it up. Should we get them one like Gracie? And he was like, I don't want to pay $400 ourselves for a piano. I said, done. I'll figure it out. He said, yeah, if you can figure it out, get him a piano. A few weeks later, free, works really great. We're moving and can't take it with us in the neighborhood. Piano.
I love it. In your neighborhood, even?
In our neighborhood.
Wow. Shut the front door.
Yeah.
Okay, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. So my 11-year-old son will practice. He acts like he doesn't love it, but you can see his whole body relax and him get into piano practice. But the baby, the baby, she's almost 9, but she's my baby. She's obsessed. She can't stop playing it. She has her 30 minutes of piano, and then you'll see her with her, because we use Simply Piano right now for their lessons, so they can learn the basics, and then we'll find lessons, more advanced lessons. You'll see her with her Kindle at the piano, multiple times a day. They love it.
I love that you manifested that into your family, and there's so much joy coming from there.
But this trip, so Nan said, see you next week. And as I've been learning, as I've been studying, as she's been teaching me, and as I've been learning more myself, when she said, see you next week, I stopped when we closed the computer. And this was very conscious. I was like, I have a choice right now. So I was like, I can dismiss this and be like, yeah, maybe. Or I can go to St. George next week. And I said, we're going to St. George next week. So I called my girlfriend, Andrea, because our kids play together. We hang out. We had stuff to set up. And I tell her in the conversation, yeah, I'm going to St. George next week. She's like, oh. Like, I talked to Nan, tell her the conversation. And she's like, we can do that. I was like, yeah? Okay, let's talk about it this week. We set up our play dates. She calls me a couple days later. She's like, okay, I work until 4 on Monday, and then I don't have to be back till Thursday morning. And I was like, well, hold on, because, I don't get paid till Wednesday morning. And what about, Airbnb, booking a hotel? She goes, Sarah, you're going with me. My parents have a house in St. George. She goes, I'll pay the gas down, you pay the gas up. We'll figure the rest out. Damn it, let's go.
I love it. I love it.
You know what? And sometimes it takes just a little outside nudge to help get you moving forward.
Yeah, but Nan talks all the time about synchronicities, and we are inspired to help each other or to be in each other's lives. You've got to pay attention to that, Sometimes you need that support and that love to stay on the path of believing in yourself and realizing this is real. This is good. I'm in a good place. I have good people, which allows you to create more, right?
Well, and talking about synchronicities, I think Andrea was the one that was supposed to come with you because she needed this just as much as you did. So I think that it was perfectly placed. And I love that the universe does that. They perfectly place things so beautifully. I just love it.
I see it all the time. And the more I look for it, the more I'm like, oh, I get it.
Now, your balances are remote balances.
They are remote.
So I have a lot of people reach out and ask if I do remote balances and if it really works. I actually even had a client that said, I've had lots of energy work that's remote and I don't feel anything. What do you feel, Sarah?
Listen, I feel amazing. And I'm in Spanish Fork. She's in St. George.
So we're like 4 hours apart.
Yep. And there's a whole lot of mountains in between us, too. This is not a straight shot.
But energy is energy, right?
Absolutely. So I've had my balances. So I have chronic pain. Well, had chronic pain. Arthritis in my hip. Fibromyalgia. I have not had any pain since February.
Yay.
And we're still working through some weird things like swelling. And so I haven't stepped on a scale because I don't have one, but size-wise, I was in about a 5X when we started. And I was in Target a month ago, and we had gone to brunch, and I spilt salsa down the front of my shirt, and then we were going to Target, and I was like, okay, I'm not walking through Target with salsa down my shirt. So first item of business, I got to find a shirt. And I started realizing everything was ridiculous, stupid too big. And I was like, what is going on? And serious, because it's not obvious. It took me 5 minutes and 3 shirts and a dress to be like, I'm down almost 3 sizes.
That's
so
phenomenal.
Cool.
So that's just energy balance. Obviously, I'm always striving to try to do better and eat healthier. I am not on a diet. I take vitamins. Because I have to. I had Roux-en-Y gastric bypass 18 years ago. I drink protein shakes. It's not a diet option. It's how I absorb and contain enough protein to be healthy. in my day.
Right.
I'm not doing meal replacements or anything like that.
Right.
It's almost like a drinkable vitamin, right? A nutrient.
It's interesting that as you have begun to understand your body and be grateful for her and the space she holds for you, how she's letting go of the pounds and she's just being like, yeah, we don't need this anymore.
Yeah.
And she's helping you, and it's a more positive, situation for your body. Remember that balance where I surrogated through my son? I got permission from you from my son.
Okay, that one was so cool.
So tell us more about that.
Well, watching it, so I'll tell you, we started the balance. I was having a ton of back problems, and Shay stepped in to be the proxy.
So when I do balances, I balance your muscles as well. So we're working with muscles, and when I'm balancing muscles, I have to do the range of motion for the muscles. So if she has back pain, I have to move legs and things like that. And it's really hard when I'm surrogating her to move them and balance them on me. So I was prompted by my spirit team to call in someone, and I asked Sarah's permission, and my son happened to be here, and I just said, hey, will you come in and surrogate for Sarah right now? I need to be able to use your body. And he was like, sure, which puts him at a little bit of a disadvantage because he actually becomes Sarah down to the blood level. And when someone is surrogating, it'll change the cellular level, and the person will feel everything that they're surrogating. So the back pain actually showed up. And go ahead, you tell that story.
He felt it immediately. He was like, oh, she's not comfortable. So we get on the table. He gets on the table. I guess.
And he wasn't privy to any of the information.
No, she gave him no background. She just said, I need you to surrogate for her, if you will. And he said, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So he puts the name tag on, he takes on, and immediately he's like, no, she does not feel well. And you're like, okay. And so he gets on the table, and she's starting to work through, and I don't remember what it was, but you were pushing on the feet, and all of a sudden Shay goes, hold on, spasm. And I was like, huh. And then about 10 seconds later, it's like, there it is. He had it first. And then my body had it. And I was like, I'm getting chills. All
I
over.
did too. I just got them too.
And I was like, yep, there it is. Because it was like, huh. And then I was like, oh, yep.
And you felt the spasm in the same place.
Yeah. It was the left hip.
Yeah. The hip.
Left hip. I didn't just feel it and get relief. I watched that in real time. Because like I said, so it hit him first. And then I felt it. And I was like my jaw just dropped. I was like, this is wow. Because I had started to tell her, no spasm. And then I was like, yep, there we are.
Boom, there it is. Boom, there it is.
And I haven't had back pain since that balance.
Wow.
Pretty powerful stuff, right?
Yeah. And another interesting thing is I knew after that balance, I was like, let this sink in, let this happen, process this. And yeah, zero back pain. So I'm having all of these experiences. And let me tell you about the weight loss. People can be like, oh, last year on this journey, so probably fall 2022, I go to the doctor, as one does, and he says, we have to get your weight under control, sweetie. I'm going to put you on this combination of phentermine and Topamax. You will at least lose 30 pounds quickly, and then we can work from there. I gained 15 pounds.
On it?
On it.
Oh.
Wow. Your body's
How does
not
that
having
happen?
it.
My body was not ready. She was like, no, you are not fixing me right. We're not doing this. I said no. As soon as we start healing mind, body, and spirit, and we're releasing trauma, and we are doing some serious work in the trauma release.
It's deep, yeah.
Well, and that's really where Nan specializes, is releasing that trauma and working through that trauma.
Yeah. And she's just like, thank you. That's what I wanted.
Well, it's because when you're holding a trauma, your body holds a fight or flight or freeze. So, and in the muscles, when the muscles go into that, the very first muscles that pop in are your jaws. So if people like grind their jaws at night, you grind their teeth at night, or have lots of headaches and things like that, it's related to jaws. So we balance the jaws, and then additionally, what the body does is, it puts its arms up, and your arms come in to protect your core. So all the muscles that are pulling in to protect your core, they hold those, and they get super tired, especially when there's lots of traumas that happen, and they have to hold fight or flight on top of fight or flight on top of fight or flight. And they're holding it and holding it and holding it, and they get so tired. And it messes with hormones. It messes with all of the systems. And the body starts to pack on weight because it has to protect you. And these muscles are just holding. And in these balances, we go in and we talk to the muscles, and we get them to release and feel safe. And then all of a sudden, it's like your body can take this deep breath and go like, okay, I got this. I can breathe. I'm safe. I don't have to hold this anymore. And this doesn't make me unsafe. It's just something that happened to me. And then when you take the emotion out of it, which is what we do also in a balance, it no longer has any charge to it. So you don't have, if you've been chased by a dog, right? If you see a dog again, oftentimes it'll trigger that fight or flight again, and you're afraid. But once you've healed it, it's no longer a charge. So you can see a dog and be like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
So the body is amazing. And we have to stand in sacred awe and gratitude for what our bodies do for us.
No, they really are amazing. And I mean, I don't know how to explain it. You feel better. You just everything feels better. Like your brain, your head feels better. Your body feels better. Like you just know there is just this physical feeling and realization every time. Like, I'm good. Like, this is good.
I often hear from clients too, you'll have to tell me if this has been your experience. I often hear from clients that their clarity of mind is just super crystal clear, and they sleep really good at night, and they just feel really grounded. They're right in their thoughts. They're able to, stay on task, and they're able to speak their truth with kindness, and they just feel like themselves and at peace and calm. Is that how you feel?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially the last couple. You've shown me the exercises. You come in and she'll be like,
the brain integration.
And she'll be like, your brain's turned off.
So there is a test that I do. There are pre-tests that I do. So I ask if your body is hydrated. I ask if your brain is turned on so that we can talk to the muscles and we can talk to the brain. And I also ask for energetic permission. So I can get verbal permission from you to work on you, but if energetically the body won't let me in, I don't balance you. So I ask for energetic permission. And after I do all three of those, that is when I proceed. But a lot of times, especially people that are on computers a lot or do gaming and things like that, their brains are not working. Super stressed moms, brains not working. And so, and what that means is the meridians, your central and governing meridian, they actually they begin on your upper lip and your lower lip. We touch those. And if your muscle doesn't hold, that means it's not talking. Your proprioceptors in the brain, the prefrontal cortex is not talking to the muscles, and things are not working, things are not firing. So things are just disconnected. And that can cause a lot of pain, a lot of energy blocks. You can have a lot of like low back pain, muscle pain, muscle twinges, because the messages aren't getting from the brain to the muscles. So it's really, really cool when you turn the brain on, and it's super easy, right, Sarah?
Super easy. And I've learned after the last 2 months to be really cognizant of that, because I'm a vlogger, and right now my source of filming is my phone.
Yeah.
So I'm always on my phone at least a few hours a day. And I'm in a coaching certification course. So I go from phone to computer, kids, family, cooking. And so after the last 2, I've been like, I need to pay attention to this and I need to stay connected. And it makes all the difference. And yes, I sleep better. And I even find communicating with my kids, understanding, being present in conversations when a friend needs me and asking the right questions, because I'm not all up in here and fuzzy and like, right, you know, my brain isn't
Right.
buzzing around and being like, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? And realize, so before I started doing balances, I'm a talker. So I can sit in a room, especially if I love you and I'm comfortable with you, I can talk for hours. Hours. But before I started getting balances, I would go off and on, or I would forget to be present and ask questions or acknowledge and receive you in the conversation. And now I just find I'm having...
So basically you communicated like an autistic kid.
Yeah, really.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. Me, let me tell you this, let me tell you this, let me tell you this. And now I am present and reciprocal in conversation. So I can still talk for hours, but I know to stop and be like, what about you? How are you? Oh, and oh my gosh, that's, you know, and stay in your story when you're returning the conversation.
Right.
That's a huge difference.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have shifted a lot. You've been growing a lot, which allows you also the mind space to be able to be manifesting, because when you have all those things going on in your brain and things going 100 miles an hour, you can't be present to manifest. And that is one of the key things to manifest.
Well, let's talk about manifestation for just a minute, Nan. Earlier, you had mentioned that you were working with Sarah and you said, okay, I want you to taste it and feel it and smell it. Explain to me what you were doing with that and kind of walk us through that process.